Yue manak ene wati furkan boko lok ma be tutwal wa be chawa me lok lobo kumbeti wati ki wili studio wa miro nano lok pa dana magitike gora me winyo lok nyole moro bor geni the deaf kumbeti dano dul ma par gitika teach ma ta twal me nera ne dano magite gor en benen ki neno gi I ken community ma megwa on your society wati ki wili studio wa alego no ye wa lok le moro le luo wane pete patwal en loko le kumam an le kumam na gor ma don go pera beda pera so alego no ye wa lok new wado session any keleb moro for it. Thank you so much, Teddy, for joining us. I've been trying to tell them that we are going to speak in English because we are not understanding each other in terms of Kumamba. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me around.
Yes. So tell us more about Sound of Silence Africa initiative. What is happening on Sunday and when it started?
So Sound of Silence Africa initiative is a non-profit organization that operates in Lira district, and it was founded by Alex Ogwal, who happened to be a person with a special needs. He has a hearing problem, and he was motivated or inspired to start up this foundation or organization, reason being most of the people with the kind of the special needs that he has are always left out. And as for him also being a student, while at the university, he faced serious challenges, but he wasn't born like that, though. Along the way, for him, his deafness came as a result of medical conditions while he was young. Yes, so Sound of Silence was founded in 2019, and it's an organization that helps people with the hearing issue, the one with the speaking issue, but also still goes far beyond that, that also the lame can benefit from this organization. And some of the program that it runs is Sign Language for All, which is a project or a program that focuses on teaching people how to use sign language. Because as for me, I also enrolled in for the sign language, though right now I can have like a small conversation with someone who can't hear or someone who can't speak.
You know, when you speak of hearing problem and sight, these are small, not small things, these are things that we ignore or we don't see the value of hearing when you still can hear. So many times we forget about such people in our communities. We don't think that they also need care. So we are very pleased to partner with Sound of Silence. This is the second year running when you're coming up with this conference to try and get some resources. So tell us more about it.
So the Silent Dinner, it's not all about having fun, but it's a fundraising event that will help running next year's project for Sound of Silence initiative. So this fundraising event, we are calling upon each one of you who is capable of coming through to help this cause. Apparently, we have a project at hand that is called the Inclusive Play. So this project is going to focus on different categories of people with disabilities participating in a play, because we believe that most cases they're being ignored within the community, but we want to see how we can integrate them, because when you talk about inclusivity, you just don't focus on one group of people, but you're bringing together the ones with the special needs and then the ones who are physically fit and okay. So now this is a project that is going to run next year, and of course at the same time we still have the Sign Language for All, because we want to reach out to different parts of the country, training people how to use sign language, such that communication within the community is much easier within the people with the special needs and then the ones who are physically okay. Yes, please.
A very good initiative. Maybe if you could give us a picture of what the deaf individuals are in Uganda, in particular northern Uganda, since you say you're situated or located in Lira. How big is it? How big is the problem in northern Uganda?
All right, so according to the statistics that was last year, based on the report that Sound of Silence initiative worked on, it shows that the highest percentage of actually people with the hearing problem, it's higher than the other disability
They're
type.
completely deaf.
Yes, yes, they're completely deaf. Okay, someone can't speak, but hearing is just a problem.
They can't speak, but they
They
can't
can
hear.
speak, but the problem is hearing. They cannot, like, in that if you communicate with them, like, for example, Alex, he has an app in his phone. So if you're going to talk to him, you will speak, and then the app will translate what he's saying. Then he reads through it, then he responds. So in responding, you're also able to see the app, what he's saying, or you can just listen to what he's saying.
Is that for both ears? Because I have a sister whose one ear is completely gone. And has happened, I think when she was like in P4, I think an insect entered her ear and we didn't know. So it completely killed this one ear. So are there people who are born with maybe one ear dead, and then there are maybe others who just lose it along the way? Or, I don't know.
So it depends. Just as I said, some people might be a medical issue.
Yes.
Yes, then some people, they are just born like that, just as you see that some people you find when they are born lame. So also the same issue with the hearing impairments, people with the hearing impairments. So some either they are born like that, others maybe it's along the way, the medical condition. And now for your case, your sister, you said it was an insect that entered. So there are all possibilities of different kinds of different kind of causes to hearing impairments within people.
Yes.
Yes, please.
And many times we don't realize, especially when they're younger, or sometimes the medication that you're taking, you might not realize that it can affect your ears or something that will aid. Now for your colleague that you said has an app on their phone, how can we help the people maybe in our villages who can't access smartphones to help them use an app on their phone?
So now for someone without a smartphone, that's why we have sign language for all. Like more of doing a community outreach or educational community outreach, educating people how to use what? How to use sign language. Because sign language helps you to interact with the two categories of people. The one with the hearing impairment and then the ones with the speaking impairment. Yes.
From your little knowledge that you know, if one person has one ear completely gone and then the other is hearing, I'm told that the one that is hearing is always strained. So it's important that maybe they get hearing aids. The House Sound of Silence have that program where people are given hearing aids.
We haven't yet had that, but we are planning for it. Just as I said, it's just still a small organization, so we do not yet have the capacity to buy such kind of devices to help people. Yes, I know of that because I have a friend of mine who also lost one ear, but then the other one works, and like she uses that device for picking out the sound. So it disconnects all the other sounds within that might stop her from hearing, and then she's able to hear what you're saying. But we are hoping that in the future we shall be able to have the devices and also help out the people with the hearing impairment and to see that they're able to fit in the society, because most of them just tend to even shy away, and yet you find that they are talented one way or the other, but because they feel that they do not fit in the community, they just tend to distance themselves. But we are trying to bridge the gap and say, okay, the people with the special needs are just like we, but just because maybe along the way something happened or they were born like that, but we shouldn't ignore them and let them have their, own kind of living, but we should bring them back to the community, because our love for them is what will give them the strength to continue pushing in life and believe that, okay, this is the way I am, but I still have a community of people that truly value me and love me the way I am.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Teddy.
You're welcome.
Gafuri tika neno wa tika loki Teddy Ajik wa tika loki le mono pian leplo mabengwa popu kupe Teddy loko lep kumam bat tekotwal and lep kumam pa win. So wati loko gora me win you lock the deaf makumbeti chao kana we wa wilo nigiti be kenwa mirwa kongi. So Teddy tika tera iwa dina magiti kere iching abichel e Hotel Africana Magitika Longo neni Sound of Silence Africa Initiative kiti kayupe me yara chene me konyo dana magi kiti ke gara me winyolok legono we wakomete kinyakolok any kile mono. Today I've been telling our viewers the update on what we've been discussing in case some of them haven't understood. So this dinner that's happening over the weekend,
yes, please.
What urgent needs are you looking at addressing? The funds that you're collecting, what urgent needs do you want to address, especially in the community?
Okay, the needs that we would love to address, most especially like within the community, we are looking at having like more of a saving project, because as I said, like people with the special needs are always not at the front line. But also now with this silent dinner that we are looking at, what are some of the urgent needs, helping the people with the special needs, you know, come out of the poverty line they are in. How? Through having a circle, forming a circle for them. So through this circle, they'll of course have trainings, like talk about tailoring, talk about like hairdressing for those who will love to engage in farming. So now
and they can do these things. It's not like they're unable. It's just that they can't hear.
Yeah,
but they're physically fit.
They are able to do that. So now with all different kind of trainings that they are going to engage in, so what will come out of, you know, like someone who has done farming, of course we are talking about your nutrition. Because also sometimes you find that some malnourished people actually also fall under the category of special needs due to poor feeding.
Yes.
So now if someone is in farming, so you have a start of that farming, and you've gotten some money, we are going to have a saving group or a circle that we are going to form. That is where you're going to be keeping your what? You're going to be keeping your funds. Then after a certain period of time, we shall look at your saving records and like, okay, so how much do we have so far right now on your account? Then what can you start so that you're able to stand on your own?
In summary, financial literacy. Because time is not very much on our side, I'd like to know as we wind up our conversation.
Yes, please.
You mentioned something about learning sign language. Is there a standard procedure or standard for speaking or speaking using signs to our people who have this problem? How far have you learned and how good are you? If you want to say how are you, how do you communicate?
I'm not really yet perfect, but I can have a conversation, not a lengthy conversation.
Like what can you say?
Yeah, I can say, this is hello. Then I would love to ask you your name.
Okay.
Your name? What? Like
your,
asking,
your name.
Your name? What? So I'm asking about your name. What's your name?
Your name? What?
No, please, you do this. Yes, what?
Then how do they know that this is what you mean? This is name.
So this is the sign language for name. This is the sign. This is how we sign name.
Okay.
Yes. And if you want to say what's your sign name, this is sign name. And for me, my sign name is the gap.
Even me should be the gap.
So we shall have the same as the gap.
Okay.
Yes. So it's not that everyone is familiar with it, but the more we continue engaging different categories of people within the community to learn this, because even themselves, the people with the special needs, the one with the hearing impairment and then the speaking impairment, when we engage them in learning the sign language, because not all of them know it, then it's going to make their work a little bit easier when communicating.
Do they understand the usual signs that people use? For example, if you want to say come, I'm going to beat you.
That is, maybe sign language is actually, it's a broken grammar. That's what I can say, or broken English. So if I want to say come, it doesn't take a long way. Come, when you just do this, that means you come. If you say I want to eat, that means eat food. I want to drink this.
I thought you had another drink.
No. Completely not at all. Yeah, it's all the same.
Okay. For the today, I want Amir go what you won't wear go which you lock it to pen kilemono, painted the pengelo, go chim, or pen ngoma, or meron yang, it can con me conyo. Dana magitiki gara me when you lock. So chima be yaba kumbirida kadi money, where in tiki ngarmatiki gara me when you lock a community ni dul enema kitika lungo gini Sound of Silence Africa Initiative gitie elera giramo konyo ngarni nyo watimo eni so gochi miloko kitedi ni rap la ke kachel mone iwa ubere uyom rombere chwalo message kaka ene wako kwan wek dana weng ubet ki kera me gujine pira tek mada di dana magtike goro nene wakonya gi bene i community mamegwa so chim dong tio open war ki kor chim mamegu no war bene ki winyo lok pa tedi Ajik ma enti a keyboard dul enoni afore twal chim dong tio open anen ngar mo entika beeping eno tika wa pe beeping chwal message ni tap nyogo ni tap wakwan wagamo kachelo eneni. Yesterday, I want us to expound more on the dinner that's happening. Who can attend? What is it by invite only? Who is the guest of honor? And what activities do you have?
So with the dinner, it is open, but based on the payments when you buy the tickets.
Okay.
The ticket per head.
Where is it happening? What time?
Okay, the dinner is happening on 8th of December.
This Sunday.
This Sunday at Hotel Africana, starting from 3 p.m.
Okay.
And for you to attend that, you should buy a ticket, which costs 150,000 per head.
Okay.
But if you love to have a table for 7, it costs 1.5 million.
Okay.
And some of the activities that we are going to have performances from, people with the
hearing problem,
hearing impairment, speaking impairment, the lame also playing, that local, I don't know how they call it, adungu, something like that. Yes, that one. Then of course we're going to have different kind of also activities because it's going to be more of engaging, not just like we go sit, have this corporate sit and then no, we want it to be more of interactive.
Okay.
So expect such kind of games, performances from people with the special needs because it's going to be quite a unique experience having someone with special need performing with their talent and be like, oh, all along I thought maybe they didn't have this capability, but they do have the capacity to do what? To perform this. Then we are going to have showcasing of some art pieces that has been done by people with these special needs as well.
Are you partnering with institutions that cater to the people? I know there's a school of the deaf in Ntinda. Okay. I don't know how many they are in our region, in Lira or up country elsewhere, because many times we don't, especially the deaf, the schools are really very few. Are you partnering with such schools to see that these kids who have hearing impairment are enrolled in such schools?
So now when you talk about the partnership, actually apparently at Ntinda, also Sound of Silence has that program of sign language for all. And then you talk about also Makerere here, like we usually have classes, not at the university, but at the Full Gospel Church. And then you find Emmanuel Church for the deaf as well. So that is where we usually go in for our community outreach, like more of practicing and, reaching out to different individuals. So now when you talk about like from Lira side, because as for me, like I haven't yet been to Lira because I just joined this organization in this year. Starting the month of June is when I started volunteering with it.
Okay.
So now with much of that, what is deep in the community, like I haven't yet like taken time to reach that side and then focus much on knowing, okay, where the areas that they are working on. But I know they have like a school, close to 3 schools in Lira district, actually where they work together, and they've even brought in the initiative of the blind football.
Okay,
yes.
Sounds really good. But I'm also curious to know whether Sound of Silence Africa Initiative is looking at programs that will prevent these problems affecting people. Do you have some initiatives of how you can teach people or educate people on how to prevent hearing problems? Maybe someone out there has a child or they're scared. How can they prevent someone losing their hearing?
Their hearing. So when now it comes to that, we have a program that we are looking at that will be next year because, like as season comes, like another phases of new people come in, and so meaning each slot comes out with a different kind of program, so what, or initiative. So actually just through even this silent dinner itself.
Very cool.
Okay.
Welo TV, hello?
Yes, madam.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Lemon and no.
Lemon ni na kwe.
Yeah, but I'm clever surely.
Loga.
Nyako kuma mi rawania.
E obuniang. Ana gonya ire.
Karipe gonya ire. May have short idea I want to give out. We have this kind of functions and activities these NGOs are putting for the needy members.
Pe waju nyiba?
This is Chris. Okay. The most important thing I'm requesting, these NGOs are doing wonderful things for our young ones.
Yes.
They're supporting them, they're giving them what is necessary. But this is the key thing I am looking at. Is there any possibility that this kind of NGOs with the particular individuals who are suffering, they need some kind of material thing. But this material thing, they are perishable. For example, attend school fees, attend Kwano over university, I don't know what it don't. But no TNE. Is there any possibility Lieutenant and Mago taking on Ma Oroto no Nyo Gitie, Mago Lieutenant okay. Don't know about any. They ram poor por Mama Chalapeta Gemani Eka Shell, Peter Gelabolo Eka Shell. Think of that kind. Then Tarile Peran, you going in the any, Kishel, Geni Tower, Keramagua, get tech. In the other way, in on no mere veterinary doctors, mere medication, mere how do we call them, mere service provider. But in Ikwanya Latin, ma take go market the carry project me bong a pack again, but a pack is less than 500,000. Okay, roughly kadung okay, well ma take around 500,000. I carry particular area ma bong pemero security, bong pemero weeding, bong pemero supervision shaweng. No ni pore ko nen ko digina kiren ben ko make it tenwa pian ka peketem ko mano we may not be safe.
Merlo tian wa magiti ke gar me winjulo.
Megati gor me winjulo. Pian project ma ko mano ba emira dagi kadi don kadi tidi or keli shene yanyim.
Okay.
Ponyogi is something very important and we are happy of it.
Yeah.
They should bring additional thing and stamp on it. Kawa romotiko, kawa nyuni mwanya romotiko mwaka kare Pierre bit new Pierre Bichel, so long as Gigua Homa Bay, Malmai Poberka Wangone. Forestry, nyuni yen kaltuji romotiko mwaka bene Pierre deck to Pierre Beach, so long as Gigua Homa Bay, Mamai Pobera yene. La Bolotio mwaka chake ikiana a beat to Pierre Rio, so long as Giberka Guahonema Bay. One idea, man, this is Chris. Thank you. I wish you well.
Chris. Chris is saying one of the things that we can do to help our people who have hearing problems is besides teaching them all these things, we need to teach them something that is more long-lasting, skills like farming, and the best ones could be beekeeping, where it's not very capital-intensive, farming like coffee farming, planting trees, because they're physical. So his idea is we teach them money-making skills that does not involve a lot of money. Is that something that Sound of Silence is working towards?
Now when you talk of something that does not involve a lot of money,
yes,
I'll need more clarities on that.
Yes, he gave an example of beekeeping.
Beekeeping.
Where you won't need a veterinary doctor to come and look at your cattle or whatever. It's just maybe a one-man show or 2 or 3.
Okay. That really sounds great.
Yes.
That really sounds great. I think I'll put it into consideration about the kind of the hand-on skills we're aiming at that will lead to the formation of the circle for, for these people. Yeah, but
Also now, maybe to try and conclude what we're discussing, yes. How many people do you have in your custody, or are you looking after under Sound of Silence, the deaf individuals in your care, or that you're helping out there?
So apparently in Lira, there are around 40 people that are being helped by Sound of Silence initiative. Yes, please.
And this side?
So this side, we do not have the office within here. So the office is in Lira district. So for us, we just operate remotely.
Okay.
Yes.
How can someone who is watching us in Lira or in Gulu or in Gago or whatever access your services in Lira? In
Lira, so is it okay if I can share the telephone number?
Yes, or address.
So now the challenge is the number that I'm going to give this person, unless you're to talk to them via...
No, it's okay, even if you don't share the number, just say how they can go there or whatever. The number, we can get it afterwards.
We can get it after. So the office, how am I really going to locate them directly to the place where it is?
Or it's in Lira town?
Yeah, it is in Lira town, but you know, I'm also not well familiar with the Lira town.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I can provide all those details afterwards, then maybe you can air it out.
Okay,
yes.
no problem. Because we have to get out of the studio, 1 minute, your parting shot for everything that you're doing as Sound of Silence.
Okay.
In a minute.
In a minute. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and for trusting Sounds of Silence. I need you to know that we are our hope that is nurturing hope for the people outside there, and that Sound of Silence is here to help someone who really feels that you do not fit within the community, but we truly believe in you and know that you are part of us. I don't want you to think that you don't belong to the human race. You're part of us and we are ready and here to journey with you, but we still invite you all to come in for the silent dinner. Kindly do your best, because out of what we are going to raise from this is going to be for giving back to the community that we are looking after in Lira district, though also hoping to extend our services to other districts too.
Thank you so much, Teddy. Very good initiatives. I like, because I know that these small things, if you still can see or can hear, you will not know that you actually need to hear for you to have a productive life. So I thank you so much, Sound of Silence, for shining a light on the gift of hearing and even of sight. So yeah, we are happy that it's ongoing. We'll give our supporters Welo TV, and please come back again.
I'll be more than glad to come back again.
Thank you so much.
To continue having the session.
Yes. America Loke Stella Ajik entika agi badul makiloni Sound of Silence kitiki dinage I weekend anything chabet I hotel Africana dana magitike gorme winyo lock papegero mo lock mano yaro balo yet gi mukana kinwala gi ki gor enone uchero uchi kondul enene I conference dina ma megi kirachi na wake kon dana ki hearing aids kin fonyo sign language dana wang on yang jim egene kumbeti yeno wak wagi kakain dira dok na wadugo wani kedo ringi Dennis achel kinuchu wa echawa aye angwa na fo intutwal kongdong ubirmbe.
Itika yinyuta bon meluoko boma Welo yot dok romelamal jama whitewashing bar soap sabuni ayoza ayecha bon luoko boma beloyo kicha bon maromelamal kuntiki rangi mataki cream jama ayemung mekelo lewi gangi mole kombo dok miu leo kitma bom yorbet kwede ke kome nonge dukan ki supermarket duju mai loboman do chatne ayechapa General Enterprises ginonge idukan number deke Rafik Building Ichikubo Kampala.